Good afternoon, everyone. The next the blood system is completed. Okay, so we will move on the next system, that is cardiovascular system. Okay, cardiovascular system. So cardiovascular system is broadly it mainly contain a heart. A heart is a central pump. Okay, heart is a central pump, and it contain a blood vessels. So these blood vessels will conducting system. Okay, acts as a conducting system, means conduct the blood from the heart to the different parts of the body is mainly the functions of blood vessels. Okay, so together the heart and blood vessels form a cardiovascular system. Coming to the functions, the circulation of blood supply nutrients and gases to the tissue, remove the metabolic end product from the tissues. The main function of the cardiovascular system is the heart pump the blood, the pure blood and impure blood. So pure blood contain mainly the oxygen, so that is through the blood vessels it is whatever the blood is pumped from the heart, so that pure blood is through the blood vessels is going to the different parts of the body. So that mainly contain nutrients and gases to the tissue, and from the tissues it remove the metabolic waste end products from the tissues. So whatever the waste products like carbon dioxide, so from the tissue there is another set of blood vessels are there. So those blood vessels carry the impure blood or carbon dioxide or metabolic waste products is coming back to the heart. So this mechanism we will see. So location of the heart, if you see, so mainly, so this is the rib. So below the rib the lungs are present. So at the left side, okay, so this is the left side, the heart is present between the two lungs. Okay, mainly in the thorax. So in anatomy detail they will tell. So little bit I will talk about anatomy. So location, it is between two lungs in the mediastinum. The weight is 300 gram. Coming to the mammalian heart, it has 4 chambers. Mammalian means we, humans. Okay, 4 chamber, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. Contraction of atria and ventricles, or contraction of the heart, we call it as systole. Okay, so very important, the name you should remember. And relaxation of the heart is called diastole. So you can see in this picture, so continuously the heart beats. That means this picture, so continuously the heart is contracting and relaxing, right? Contraction and relaxation of the heart is called the systole and diastole. So first I will tell the anatomy of the heart. So this is the right part, right side and left side. Okay, so as I told, there are 2 atria. So right atrium, so this is right atrium and this is left atrium. Then This is right ventricle and left ventricle. These are the chambers of heart. Okay. So in this chamber there is a connection between the right atrium and right ventricle, you can see. Okay. So there is a connection between right atrium and right ventricle. There are valves are present. Okay. So there is a valves are present. So between right atrium and left atrium there is a tricuspid valve. Okay. So tricuspid valve. So from the right atrium, the blood, whenever this valves open, the blood will go to right ventricle. Clear? So from between right atrium and right ventricle, there is a valves are present. Okay, these valves are closed. Always it is closed. So whenever the pressure increases in the chamber, okay, the pressure increases, so these walls get open and blood from the right atrium will move to right ventricle. Clear? Next, coming to left atrium and left ventricle, there is a mitral valves are present. Okay, mitral valves. Mitral valves are present. So this is also closed whenever the pressure increases. Okay, that time it will open and from the left atrium the blood will reach the left ventricle. So these are the basic things, so you should know. Okay, next coming to the blood vessels. Okay, so blood vessels, there are in heart. So from the right atrium, the blood is going to right ventricle. So from the right ventricle, the blood is going to pulmonary artery. Okay, going to artery. So artery always carries oxygenated blood. Okay, always carry oxygenated blood. So pulmonary means it is going to lungs. Okay. So from the right ventricle through pulmonary valve, so the blood is going to pulmonary artery or it is going to lungs. Okay. So for the purification. Next, so from the left ventricle, left atrium and left ventricle, this aortic valves are present here. So this is pulmonary valve, this is aortic valve. Okay. So from the left ventricle, the blood is going to aorta, pumped to aorta. So from the aorta, so there are different types of blood vessels are arises. Artery, arterioles, okay, then capillaries is going to different parts of the body. Clear? That is oxygenated blood. So from the right ventricle, deoxygenated blood to lungs, because in the lungs the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide is taking place. So from the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood, deoxygenated means oxygen less, carbon dioxide more. Okay, so deoxygenated blood is going to lungs through pulmonary artery for the purification, for the exchange of gas. So from the lungs, okay, so from the lungs, so suppose this is lungs. So from the lungs, the oxygenated blood, whatever the purified oxygenated blood, so through the pulmonary vein enter the left atrium. Okay, so from the left atrium through mitral valve it is going to left ventricle and pumped into aorta. So from the aorta it is going to different parts of the body, because the body needs oxygenated blood. Okay, next, so from the tissue, so from the body, all other parts of the body, through inferior vena cava and superior vena cava, so the deoxygenated blood is enter the right atrium, and through the tricuspid valve it is going to right ventricle. So from here the deoxygenated blood is going to lungs. So it is easy. So initially it looks difficult, but the mechanism as you going for next class, so it will become easy. Okay. Understood? So I will tell again. So from the tissue or from the body, other parts, okay, from the tissue, the the carbon dioxide is released into the blood. Okay, so that become deoxygenated blood. So from the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, the deoxygenated blood enter the right atrium. Okay, so from the right atrium it is going to right ventricle. So through the pulmonary wall it is going to the lungs for purification. Okay, so in the lungs what will happen? This carbon dioxide is expelled out and oxygen is getting in. So that time the oxygenated blood from the lungs through pulmonary vein it is coming into left atrium. So from the left atrium it is going to left ventricle, then through aortic valve it is going to aorta. So from the aorta it is going to different parts of the body. So now the tissue will utilize this oxygenated blood. So this deoxygenated, the filling of right atrium and the left atrium are taking place simultaneously. That means, so right side the deoxygenated blood will come, left side oxygenated blood will come. Okay, so these are taking place simultaneously. So next, so same thing, the walls of the heart. So they will give the question, name the walls of the heart. Okay, so between atrioventricular wall there is a tricuspid and bicuspid wall. Semilunar walls are present between the pulmonary and aortic wall. So this is the how the walls look. Okay, so you can see here. So right AV wall, tricuspid wall. So this is pulmonary wall. Okay, this is left AV wall. So it is closed here, right? It is closed. Whenever I told, na, whenever the pressure increases, this will open. So otherwise what will happen? The mixing of blood will takes place. The same picture. Now coming to what are the functions of these walls. Okay, so that is very important. Functions, it allow the blood flow only in one direction, that is from right atrium to right ventricle. Okay, so not from right ventricle to right atrium. Understood? Always. So the blood will flow from right atrium to right ventricle in only one direction. It open and close passively with the pressure gradient. So as I told, so it is not always open, it is not always close. Based on the pressure changes, it will open and close passively. Passively means by its own. So this closure of walls, okay, so close, when the walls are closed, that cause heart sounds. Okay, so the heart sounds are mainly produced by closure of these walls. Okay, so lap dap, so mainly by closure of these walls is a function. Next, coming to layers of the heart. So mainly there are three layers: outer pericardium, middle myocardium and inner endocardium. Okay, this is outer pericardial layer. Okay, outer pericardial layer. Again it is classified into, these are not required. Then middle myocardium. So this is myocardium, middle myocardium, and inner endocardium. Okay, so the cardiac muscle, so in our body there are three types of muscles can be seen. One is the skeletal muscle that is present, that cover the skeleton. Then the smooth muscles which are present in the visceral organs like urinary bladder, stomach, your GI tract. So everything is smooth muscle. And but the heart is a specially made up of a cardiac muscle. Okay. Next, coming to nerve supply to the heart. So nerve supplied to the heart. So mainly there are two types of nerve are supplied to the heart. One is parasympathetic nerve. Okay, parasympathetic nerve. Parasympathetic or vagal nerve. Okay, parasympathetic, also call it as vagus nerve. Then sympathetic nerve. Okay, so sympathetic is supplied to both atria and ventricle. You can see, so these are both atria and ventricle. The vagal nerve is supplying only to atria. Okay, so stimulation of sympathetic nerve increase the heart rate. So always it is stimulatory effect, and vagal nerve has inhibit action. So that is about the introduction. Next, coming to the we can see there are two types of circuit, the circulation. One is a pulmonary circuit and systemic circuit. So pulmonary circuit, as already told, pulmonary means the lungs. Okay, what are the blood vessels which is present in the lungs? We call it as pulmonary vessels. Clear? So from the right side of the heart, okay, the pulmonary circuit. Okay, pulmonary circuit is from the right side of systemic circuit or left side of the heart. So you can see here, so from the aorta, the oxygenated blood is going to the body, so oxygen, so carbon dioxide is released, so that is deoxygenated blood is coming back to right atrium. Okay, so same thing. So pulmonary circulation, as I told, so from the heart it is going to the lungs. So this is the lungs. Okay, so from the lungs it is going to the, in the alveoli there is exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen is taking place. So blood vessels I already told. So now heart you learned, right? So it has four chambers, two atria and two ventricle. So from the right side of the heart, always the deoxygenated blood is going to the lungs, and from the left side of the heart, the oxygenated blood is coming from lungs to the heart. Okay, so in that, so there are different blood vessels has to carry. Okay, so what happen if all the blood vessels will carry the same blood? There's a mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood will takes place. Okay, that we have to see. So there are two system in blood vessels. One is arterial system and another one is venous system. Clear? So the circulation of blood is taking place mainly by two systems separately. For oxygenated blood it is different, deoxygenated blood is different. So arterial system, so in the arterial system mainly contain the aorta. okay, the bigger one. So this is aorta. So directly, so the blood from the left ventricle is going to the aorta. So as going down, this aorta form a artery, okay, so like this it become small, okay. So from the aorta the blood is going to artery. So from the artery it will go to, the blood is going to arteriole. So again this become very thin, okay, arteriole. Then from the arteriole it is going to capillaries. So capillaries are very thin, okay, capillaries are very thin blood vessels. So that this is the cell, okay, so that is innervating the cell. This is capillary, clear. So from the aorta or from the left ventricle it is going to aorta, oxygenated blood. So from the aorta it is going to artery, then arteriole, then capillaries. So capillaries are very thin blood vessels, okay. So exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide is, exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide and also nutritions and all nutrients takes place between the capillaries and cells, okay. So from the capillary, so I will show the another diagram between the capillary and cells, okay. Now so this is the cells, okay, this is the tissue cells. So very thin, this is very thin what, capillaries are surrounding, okay. So between the cells and capillaries the exchange is taking place. Suppose this is capillaries, okay, so these are the cells. So when the blood is passing through here, oxygenated blood, oxygen is released into the cell, okay, the cell is taking the oxygen. Now all the oxygen it is taking, so the oxygen level decreases and blood will move towards the venules, okay, venous end. So after capillaries it will join to venule, okay, join to venule. So oxygen is releasing, okay. So when it reaches the vein, so oxygen is more, at the same time the carbon dioxide from the cell is going to the capillaries, okay. So now the oxygen is released into the cell, from the cell carbon dioxide is taking by the taking by the capillaries, okay. When it reaches the venule, okay, venous end, so that time the blood contain more carbon dioxide, less oxygen. Now from the venule it is going to vein and drain into vena cava. So from the vena cava, the larger vessel, it is draining into the heart, right atrium, okay. So from the right atrium it is going to right ventricle, from the right ventricle it is going to pulmonary vessels, from the pulmonary vessels it is going to lungs. That is the basic mechanism. So understood. So this is the basic mechanism. So you should, everyone should know. So this is a video actually. It is not opening. Okay. So that's complete the blood vessels. So blood vessels understood. So I will show here again what is the function of blood vessels. There is a arterial system and venous system. Okay, so arterial system always oxygenated blood which is going to the tissues. So venous system always deoxygenated blood coming from the tissues. Okay, so this exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide is taking place in at capillaries. Okay, suppose this is a capillary. Okay, this is capillary, this is arterial end, this is venous end. Now in at the arterial end it is always oxygenated blood, so it is going like this. When it is moving like this, the blood, so from the blood the oxygen is taken up by the cell. Okay, the cell will take the oxygen. At the same time, when oxygen is getting inside the cell, the carbon dioxide is going to the blood. Clear? Carbon dioxide is going to the blood. As the blood reaches, so there are so many cells, as the blood reaches the venous end, oxygen content become less, more carbon dioxide. Now, so next come to the venules, then veins, then superior vena cava. So deoxygenated blood, so it become deoxygenated blood. Okay, so here it is oxygenated blood. Clear? So this is the basic function. The heart, so from the left ventricle it is oxygenated blood is pumped to aorta, then it is going to capillaries, then venules, then superior and inferior vena cava, it is going to the right atrium. So from the right atrium it is going to right ventricle, then from the right ventricle the valves will open, then it is going to pulmonary circulation. Next, coming to the properties of cardiac muscle. So as I told, so these cardiac muscles are a unique feature. Okay, so there are three types of muscle I told. So this cardiac muscle has a unique feature, so that all the muscles like skeletal muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscles all are having some properties. Okay, some qualities. So based on that properties, it is performing the function. Okay, based on that properties, it is performing the function. So you know this cardiac muscle is a involuntary muscle. So involuntary means it is pumping. The action is pumping up the heart. A contraction and relaxation of the heart is the main. It is taking place without our control. Right, it is continuously it is taking place. So till from the birth to death, so continuously it is taking place and it is not under our control. So it is involuntary muscle. So why this is involuntary? So that is because of these properties. Okay, so we will look after what are the properties. So these properties can be classified into electrical properties, okay, and mechanical properties. So first the electrical properties. So electrical properties are classified into autorhythmicity, okay, autorhythmicity, excitability and conductivity. Okay, autorhythmicity, excitability and conductivity. Mechanical properties are contractility, all or none law, staircase phenomena and refractory period. Okay, so in this, so very important is these three, okay, and refractory period. So if you remember these four is enough. Okay, so autorhythmicity, excitability, conductivity, then refractory period. So first coming to the auto rhythmicity. So auto means self, okay, rhythmicity, rhythm, okay. So the heart is producing its own rhythm, okay. So all the cells of the heart have an inherent ability to generate the impulse, okay. So it is self excitable. No one is giving the excitation, okay, stimulus. No one is giving the stimulus, okay. So stimulus, how can I tell? So over your hand, this is your hand, okay. It is made up of a skeletal muscle, right? Your skeletal, it is made up of a skeletal muscle. If you take with your any pin, if you pinch over your with the pin, if you touch the pin over your skin, so what will happen? That is called stimulus. It is called stimulus. So you will get a pain sensation, right? You will get a pain if you touch the pin on your skin. That is a stimulus. But to the heart, so no one is giving the stimulus, okay. So it has a so it has inherent property to generate the impulse without a stimulus, okay. So when you apply the stimulus, it is producing an impulse that is going through the brain and telling that it has a pain sensation, like some sensation you will get. But in the heart, without this stimulus, it will produce its own impulse, okay. Hence that property we call it as autorhythmicity. So in the heart, if you see, there is a SA node is present, okay. So apart from the chambers, there is a node, SA node. So cyanoaortic node is the pacemaker of the heart, okay. SA node is the pacemaker of the heart. The rate of impulse generation, so there is a SA node. So I will tell in conduction system, okay. So SA node, then there is a AV node, then ventricular muscle. So in SA node, that will producing impulse at a faster rate, that is 70 to 80 per minute. So it is producing the heartbeat impulse, okay. So impulse and heartbeat are same, okay, 70 to 80. So when you touch your heart, and if you count the number of, you can feel the heartbeat, right? So that is the impulse, okay, that is produced by SA node, 70 to 80 per minute. If you cut the SA node, if you remove the SA node, then the AV node, so atrioventricular node, okay, so that will produce the impulse at 40 to 60 per minute. It is very, compared to SA node, it is less. Still the heart will survive, but low heartbeat it is producing, okay, compared to SA node. That is normal. So all your activity, the tissue is getting a less amount of oxygen, okay. So the pumping action mainly depends on this beat. Then if you remove the AV node also, then ventricular muscles will produce impulse, but it is only 15 to 40 per minute. So these are not needed.